The knife rarely comes from the front. If it did, you would see it. You would recognize the threat, brace yourself, defend your position. Conflict that approaches openly can be confronted, but betrayal does not announce itself. It does not arrive as an enemy across a battlefield. It arrives at the dinner table. It sits beside you. It listens to your ambitions, your fears, your weaknesses, and waits. The most devastating betrayals do not come from strangers. Strangers lack access. They do not know where you are vulnerable. The wound that changes you is inflicted by the person you trusted, the person to whom you gave proximity, access, and confidence. And afterward, reflection becomes torture. The signs were there, the subtle pauses, the inconsistencies, the moments your intuition whispered caution. Yet you dismissed them. You chose comfort over clarity. 5 centuries ago, in the political crucible of Florence, Niccolo Machiavelli observed human behavior without illusion. He did not describe the world as it should be. He described it as it is. His conclusions were unsentimental. People are often ungrateful, inconsistent, self-interested, and governed by advantage. To assume loyalty as a default setting is not optimism. It is strategic negligence. If you move through life believing others share your moral framework simply because you possess one, you expose yourself to avoidable risk. The first mistake is projection. You honor your word, so you assume others honor theirs. You would not betray, so you assume betrayal is rare. This is not virtue. It is naivety. Trust is not a feeling. It is a calculation. Chemistry, charm, and emotional intensity are unreliable metrics. Patterns of behavior are not. Words can be engineered. Emotions can be simulated. Consistent behavior over time is the only credible indicator of character. There are 3 behavioral archetypes that frequently signal compromised loyalty. They are rarely obvious. They do not appear as open adversaries. They appear agreeable, empathetic, even virtuous. The first is the premature confessor, the individual who offers intense vulnerability too quickly. Early disclosures of trauma, secrets, or personal chaos often feel like intimacy. In reality, they can be a mechanism to accelerate trust and create subconscious obligation. When someone shares something deeply personal before earning proximity, a silent transaction occurs. They give a secret and expect one in return. In that exchange, you may reveal leverage without realizing it. Genuine trust develops gradually, reinforced by shared experience and demonstrated reliability. When vulnerability is used to fast-forward closeness, it is not necessarily connection. It may be strategy. The second is the pathological neutral, the person who avoids taking a position when principle requires one. Neutrality sounds mature. It sounds diplomatic. Yet in moments of clear injustice, neutrality is rarely impartiality. It is risk management. When someone refuses to support you in situations where right and wrong are evident, they are preserving optionality, not integrity. Loyalty carries cost. It may require discomfort or confrontation. An individual who consistently prioritizes universal approval over principled alignment will not defend you when stakes escalate. Silence, in critical moments, is a decision. The third is the moral performer, the individual who publicly advertises their virtue. Constant declarations of honesty, empathy, or righteousness often function as branding rather than evidence. Integrity is demonstrated through consistent action, not repeated self-description. When someone must continually assert their goodness, it warrants observation. Watch for discrepancies between speech and behavior. The advocate of kindness who is dismissive to service staff, the champion of loyalty who casually gossips about absent friends. Character is revealed in small, unguarded moments, not in proclamations. Why do intelligent people overlook these signals? Normalcy bias. We assume continuity. If someone has not betrayed us yet, we assume they will not. Admitting otherwise disrupts comfort, forces confrontation, and challenges our judgment. The ego often prefers denial over recalibration. Strategic clarity requires testing, not paranoia. Boundaries reveal character. A simple refusal, delivered calmly and without apology, will expose whether someone respects autonomy or seeks control. Requesting a clear position in a minor disagreement will show whether someone values conviction or popularity. Withholding validation from a chronic virtue signaler will reveal whether their identity depends on applause. Under light pressure, authenticity remains stable. Manipulation destabilizes. If evidence confirms misalignment, avoid theatrics. Public confrontations often serve manipulators more than you. Withdrawal of access, time, and emotional investment is frequently more effective than dramatic severance. Reduce availability. Reallocate N. Urge, secure your perimeter quietly. Influence is strongest when it is measured. However, discernment must not devolve into paranoia. The objective is not isolation, it is precision. There are individuals who embody discretion, steadiness, and principled loyalty. They speak less and act more. They choose a side and remain when conditions deteriorate. Such individuals are rare and identifiable only when noise is removed. There is also a final audit to conduct. Examine your own conduct. Do you overshare to create dependency? Do you avoid necessary conflict to preserve comfort? Do you advertise virtue more than you practice it? Strategic intelligence demands internal discipline before external judgment. If you expect loyalty, demonstrate it. If you demand strength, cultivate it. The world does not reward naivety, nor does it reward cynicism. It rewards perception, calm, measured, evidence-based perception. True power is not the ability to control others. It is the capacity to see them clearly enough that they cannot control you. Walk deliberately. Observe behavior, establish boundaries, trust what is proven, not what is promised. That is not cruelty, it is clarity.